Adam and Wack. We were just talking about shoes, and now we're talking to yous. We're back. What is it? Episode 88?
Yeah, listen, bro.
88, 89?
We got to do some checking
87.
real quick, bro.
Okay, good. We don't want to be 88.
Wow, we
That's a
got to
little
do
mixy.
some checking real quick.
Yeah, what?
It's weirdo shit, man.
What's going on?
Listen.
Weirdo shit.
No disrespect. I will give you this. There's no replacement for Brick Baby.
Why do you say that?
Because Brick Baby, he voluntarily and openly participated in the gay things with you. You
are inflating these rumors. You're acting like Brick Baby is an actual homosexual. You have no evidence of him buka in me or me buka in him.
No. All we know is what we heard. Now, that's called sex playing.
We have an expansive view of what gay means.
Listen.
We've never buka each other. Oh, okay.
Goddamn post. As beautiful she is, and said,
read her caption.
I don't know what her caption says.
Just read the caption because that
it don't matter what her caption says.
No, it does. She's talking about backdooring you.
Yeah, but you come with some gay shit.
What did I say? I can't remember already.
Huh?
I said I love your husband's back door or something.
Come on, bro.
She's talking about backdoor and Wack.
No.
I said I love your husband's back door.
Yeah, but see, listen, bro.
It's gay, I know.
That's gay.
That's kind of the whole point.
I'm telling you, respectfully, nobody could replace Brick Baby.
Yeah. In terms of gay crips or just in general?
In general.
Yeah, that's fine. It just,
like
it canceled, yeah.
Like on some real, like the people that's left up here, I don't believe they play like that.
Oh, okay. I got
Suspect don't. Not even Flacco.
You think you want to hype up Brick Baby because you've seen that we had Munchie B on 2 episodes of the No Jumper Show, and you want to make sure that we have a negative view of him. So you're going to use this as an opportunity to say bad things about
I'm not
Munchie.
saying
That's okay.
I'm not saying nothing that he didn't say. I ain't spoke on nothing new, nothing going on. You know, a lot. I've been doing a lot of read. I got my team. We've been breaking down a lot of things, and I see a lot of things, right? But no, and I think somebody sent me a clip of Munchie B, but they were just simply saying, they were like, damn, he f***ed up, he faded. It was like, you said it was so much liquor you poured in there.
Oh my God.
And it was a clip where he kind of like froze, like he kind of was like.
Yeah. He was mid-sentence and he just.
Yeah, right.
You saw this like glitch go off in his brain. No, but we should include the clip of the girl coming over and filling his cup.
No, she was in it
with alcohol.
Real thick girl.
She's filling it. Oh, she did have a booty on
it.
But she's filling the cup like to the brim with tequila.
So that's on her. Maybe she was trying to get. But one thing I did say on some real shit, it's good that he having fun.
Munchie.
Yeah, because he feels like he's in the environment. And whatever team he may have had with him, you know, he felt like it was cool. And it's listen, man, it's good that Munchie was enjoying himself and having some fun, bro. Because for him to let himself, Munchie ain't no damn fool, ain't nothing stupid about him. So, you know, maybe he came across some money that day. And
he
maybe
must be comfortable if he's willing to get drunk as hell around a couple of white boys and not be his usual paranoid, stoic gangster self.
Yeah, but maybe he had his own celebration going on or whatever. When I seen it, I said, you know, hey, he having fun. And, you know, sometimes, because I be serious 24/7. This is why my woman is so important to me, because that's the time where I can loosen up and just be cool.
Get naked.
Once I step out that door, once I'm roaming, everything is super serious, is over serious. So to see him being able to be out in public, right, or, you know, at this spot and be able to have some fun, that's good, man.
But to be fair, like, he might have been on a jumper like maybe 5-10 times over the past couple of years. He has done a million podcasts with Spider and Alex Alonso. I don't think he's ever got that drunk on camera. I feel like that
he was loaded.
That day, just for some reason.
He was so loaded, his face started turning red.
Really? I didn't know
he was loaded. But again, he still knew what he was talking about. He was a little, you know, delayed.
Well, he has a weird version of getting drunk where he just forgets everybody's names. Like he was telling stories And it would be like the fourth time that he was trying to say 4Extra's name in the story, and he's still like he just like couldn't keep track of the different names somehow.
The fact that he was even saying 4Extra's name, you know he was drunk because he usually don't even.
No, he talks about it all the time. He's always talking about how he's capping about fading certain people or whatever.
Here goes this thing, right? And I'm curious about this. Was 4Extra's a thing back in the era where Munchie had his vision?
Not that I know of.
Because on that note, he's never seen 4Extras.
No, actually, definitely not. Because Munchie been blind for at least like 5-6 years. I forget. But 4Extras really became a thing, I'd say, about like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And then he like his first No Jumper interview, I feel like was kind of like him fresh out of doing his long ass prison bid.
That's back when they came up here, kind of after that.
I feel like, yeah,
a little after that.
There was an episode where he's wearing like a blue jacket, which is really not descriptive as I say that. But I feel like that was his first time on here, and he hadn't done that much stuff. Like he was kind of fresh out of his like 10-year prison bid at that time, I think. So nah, for sure, like 4Extra's kind of been, he wasn't active at the same time as Munchie. Although I assume 4Extra's was active back before he went to prison, obviously.
No, when we talking about active, we ain't talking about
running around.
Whatever, we just talking about as far as being a name and something talked about. A name or something being talked about on the internet. You know, I can't say when and where he started his, his run at the streets. We just talking this straight when people started to say, okay, who is that on the internet? Yeah, that was it. Other than that, I don't be, especially over this last week, I've been having so much, I've been such a student with learning this stuff overseas, bro. I got stuff coming at me I've never seen before, things I got to learn.
Diaper stuff.
Yeah, and, the history of places and what we got to do. So people send me things from time to time and I look at it. But I will tell you this. I think they trying to set old 4Extras up.
What do you mean by that?
They let him go in April. Right before the 3-4 hood days they celebrate.
A week in advance.
4-6, 4-7, I think maybe 4-8, and then 4-10. He just went to jail for being around, they said, 1 or 2 gang members.
That's what I'm saying.
Shoot.
The hood day is going to be hundreds of members.
He still got his ankle monitor on.
Shout out to our
right?
members. He said he didn't have it, but I think he's supposed to go today to get it.
Okay. So, let him out. They beat us in court out of 55 days. Instead of the 180, they gave him 125, right? We know he going to go to the hood day so we can max him out to June 1st.
That's what I don't understand, because when he got locked up recently, Lupe was telling me, I think that he really learned his lesson this time. He's not going to be outside like that, yada, yada. And then he's like trying to get me to cancel my vacation to go to his hood day, which to me, it seems like the hood day is like the most obvious thing that's going to violate his parole.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm hoping he trolling.
I hope he knows something that we don't know, because I was telling him, I'm like, no, bro, like because he says he's gonna be off papers in June 1st. So really, all that means,
back this time, they gonna max him out.
You need to chill for like 2 months. Just post up in the crib. Don't do shit. Come here every day, or go do that, or chill in your house and watch TV.
This is why I believe him.
Why?
You watch me in your office. Talk to him.
Right.
Tell him, look, bro, every time you go back, they hold you for 2 months.
Yeah.
Kick it with your girl, get your laptop, do some content at the house. You got a job in the building. Get these people he said he had to give them 4-5 months. Give them 4-5 months. If not, they going to keep giving you 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months till you maxed out.
Right.
And he went and gave him another 2 months.
I mean, if he just keeps going back to the same places and doing the same thing, they got him violated. And then when you tell him, he doesn't really seem interested in like, negotiating with you or trying to have like a real conversation. He's just, hell no, I'm going, Vernon Avenue. Like, it's just like, you can't really like get through to him to be like, nah, bro, you got to chill. Cause it's like pure wrestler mode.
And I'm going to say this. I had to turn y'all shit off.
Pause.
I ain't no pause, because whatever I say, I mean just how I said it.
That wasn't a pause, you're right.
I ain't from New York.
I'll take it back.
And whatever I'm talking about that. Y'all mind be on some gay shit.
I thought you were going to say something gay, and then it wasn't that gay.
Because I got he started to irritate me.
For extras. Hard
and
to
the
imagine.
only reason why he was irritating me because I got love for him.
Okay.
If I didn't give a fuck about him, I'd be like, yeah, crash out, nigga, burn.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, it started to bother me because I'm like, I'm cheering for him and rooting for him, but he ain't cheering and rooting for himself. And I know from my one-on-one conversations with him, the dude's not a dummy. Right? But if he continues to carry these things out, we gotta acknowledge the fact he's making dumb decisions.
Yeah. He's full of joy.
Intentionally.
He's full of joy and passion, and he wants nothing more than to just live a full life. He wants to be around his friends. He wants to be in his neighborhood. He wants to be merry, enjoying his time with everybody. But then, like, you know, he just seems like he just doesn't have the ability to be like, okay, I need to not do this so I could stay free. Whereas to everybody else, it seems kind of obvious. Now, that being said, maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe he's totally fine going to the hood day. But I just don't understand, like, how he could possibly get out and then keep doing the same exact thing that caused him to just be locked up for a month when his life on the outside is all kinds of promiscuous sex. He's around the homies. He's having a good time. He's like, got all this stuff that he can do without putting himself at risk. He just has to stay off those corners.
Let me tell you the dangerous part about 4X's right now.
Okay.
We watched him on several occasions go walk off his little 60-day stint, no problem. Get out. Yeah. He does his normal video in front of the county jail.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times.
He jumps up and down. So now this was crazy. Let me tell you what's dangerous about him right now.
It's crazy that the people haven't got sick of it.
Let me tell you what's dangerous about him right now.
Yeah.
As of today, he's like 57, 58 days. Whether free or in county on a violation.
So even if he gets locked up again, it'll be a couple months locked up and then he's off the shit. He's off papers.
Already at less than what he's been doing.
Right.
So every day he's home, I really think in his mind, oh, nigga only got 40 days left.
Right.
Only 39, nigga. On the set, I'm in the hood. I think the less, he's already under the 60 that he usually does.
Right.
So in his mind, what you gonna do? Hold me for 50 days?
Right.
I think that's where he's thinking. And I'm telling myself, I'm like, Wack, he ain't gonna go to the hood day. I'm like, shit, he just might, because at that point, we 51 days. He 51 days where they gotta let him go.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I feel like he's got so much potential right now, and he just needs to chill the fuck out. But I can't really get through to him. Like when I tell him you can't be outside like that, he just doesn't really process it. So I mean, I guess June will be a happy month, regardless of if he's incarcerated again during this period of time.
No, they gotta let him go in the first.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be happy once everything's done.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, when people like, you think, I say, yo, bro, he under the normal 60 days that he does. So every day he's free on the street is knocking out a day he got to do in there if he does go back. He do it in these 60 days standing on his head.
Yeah. He's too good at it. He's talented.
Yeah,
he knows how to survive.
When he get to 50 days, I think he gonna be turned up a little more. 40 days, more. He get under them 30 days, he gonna lose his damn mind.
But what about when he's fully off parole? Do you think he'll just turn into an even more hyped up version of himself?
Yeah, he gonna do what he want to do, go where he want to go, because they can't bother him for being places. But he need to understand, when dealing with law enforcement and they want you like that,
right?
And they feel like you've been antagonizing them and beating them at their game.
Yeah,
they do things. They put things on people. They do things. So it's like, and I get it. I believe I could be wrong. Listening to him and watching him and knowing a little of his history, I don't think he don't know no other thing to do. All he know is his hood. All he knows is the streets. You know, he don't got a vision of what Miami is like, what New York is like, what Europe is like. In his head, he's still trying to conquer where he come from and make good by that.
Well, because somebody told me that they wanted him to fight on a card in Miami in like a few days. And I was basically like, bro, he's like about to get out. Like, I don't think there's gonna be enough time in between that. He's not gonna be able to get his parole to give him the ability to fly to Miami. But then I was just picturing like me and 4Extras in Miami, him being who he is. Like, I don't know. I don't know
what lose his mind.
What's he going to be like in that environment? That's what I'm saying. If we're going to have security. Beach, I feel like he's just going to leave the security. He's not going to give a fuck.
No, he don't leave security. If he hits that beach, I'm going to tell you what he going to do. UFO extras go out.
Oh my God, I want to see him in a bathing suit.
The minute he hit that beach, right?
Okay.
You ain't going to see. He going to run back to the room. Listen.
Why?
He get to seeing these bad bitches with snakes wrapped around them, bikinis on roller skates. You know, Miami can get wild.
You might wrestle one.
Right?
Might just grab her.
It's 4 extras. It's 4 extras.
Okay.
This aggressive. On the beach. Hey! 4-0! Vernon! Nigga, y'all got to get out here, niggas. Bitches everywhere. Vernon Avenue, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, y'all niggas got to get out here right now. You gonna look up, it's gonna be 38 neighborhood 40 Crips hitting the beach with no rooms.
Yeah.
Listen, and all he gonna tell you is, they with me.
Yeah.
He will lose his mind.
And then we're gonna try to go to the club, and he's gonna be trying to get 15 dudes in with him. And it's gonna be like, okay, they're not letting you in with 15
Lord
dudes.
Lord forbid I set him up at Live. Oh. You know, he gonna lose, but you know what?
In the section.
He needs to see that.
But he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. So he's gonna be in Live. He's gonna be standing on the couch. He gonna be in there
doing this.
Doing wrestler rants.
He gonna be in there doing this.
Avenue.
He gonna be in there doing this. Look. Vernon Avenue. He gonna be flexing. Yeah, you know how Live is. You gonna see the baddest of everything.
He's just gonna be frontlining so hard that he's gonna piss off some random dude from a random gang he never heard of, and they're gonna end up. I don't know. It's
no, you know who it'd be?
Who?
It'd be them people that don't pay this type of shit no attention. Yeah. Like the Zopounds or the Haitians.
That's what I'm saying.
And they gotta be like, yo, nephew, we a long way from Vernon Avenue, nigga.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's different out here, but yeah, I think he's in his head when he stepped out, he already know 59 days, 58.
I don't know if he's even
57.
left California. I don't even think he's been to Vegas.
Nah, he
ain't been to Northern California. He ain't been to San Diego. I'm pretty sure he been out here.
He might have been to Dago.
Maybe, but why?
They got homies down there.
I know, but I feel like if he had been there, he would have told me about it. I don't know. Either way, man, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of members. Shout out to all our members. Hit the link in the description if you want to become a member. But there's a lot of members who could really learn a lot from him, because one thing about him, he sticks to the script so hardcore on podcasts. We're asking him about the X4 beef. Everybody knows this is a real beef. Everybody knows the X4 was trolling him in those interviews and shit. He won't say shit. He's kind of dissing him by calling him a cheerleader, but he's really not like saying anything negative about him. He's kind of trolling him with the cheerleader thing, but he won't say a damn thing about an enemy. No way. We bring up Munchie B, won't say a bad thing about like he just refuses to diss anybody. He won't say anything about internal shit within his hood. He's really good at not talking about any of that shit. And honestly, the loose cannons of the world, even the brick babies of the world to a certain extent, I love the content that we get from them being willing to talk about anything. But honestly, 4 Extra sticks to the gangster script better than almost anybody on podcasts. He's invincible towards our attempts to get him to talk about messy gangster shit. You gotta give him his props.
You're trying to get him to talk about his neighborhood shit.
Well, I mean, he does have a well-publicized issue going on with X4, but
that's his neighborhood shit.
He won't talk about it in any kind of serious way. Even the Brick Baby thing. Him and Brick Baby were really not seeing eye to eye for a little while. He would not bring it. But he was like kind of like sub-dissing him, but he wouldn't like actually make it like he was going at Brick. They had to have a private conversation.
I don't even think he said anything about Baby B Braves.
Nah, even privately, he didn't really say anything about it to me. Which is that's maybe surprising to people, is that he's basically exactly the same person off camera that he is on camera.
Even when he talks about his jail fights, he don't mention the names of the people he's talking about.
Bro, because in the interview, I guess there's a rumor going around that he knocked somebody out and peanut buttered them. And he said that the actual version of the story is that he knocked somebody out. They're from another hood. He would not tell us what hood they were from. And that his cellie immediately cracked open the peanut butter packet and like put it all up in his butthole. And he said the guy like basically just like came to. He was like shaking and shit. And then he came to and like stumbled out of the cell. But like he did get peanut butter, but according to Forex, he didn't do it himself.
Well, shit, he ain't claiming nothing that he ain't do.
Which I respect because everybody else is eager to false claim peanut butter rings.
Yeah, I've never. I done seen some crazy shit.
But you were locked up pre-peanut butter era.
No, back in my day, they would tie you up, put you under the bunk for a couple days.
What?
Your ass be hog tied.
Yo, I can't imagine that.
It was tying niggas
the
up.
The position you have to be in to be hogtied, to have your hands tied to your legs.
It was tying you up.
That.
They used to make dudes, the little busters, wash drawers. Wash your draw. Niggas will work out hard, military style. You got to wash them sweaty ass drawers. They had the niggas in there washing drawers. Shit like that.
Disgusting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. So I just want to bring this up. You hit me on the phone the other day, and you basically acknowledged that you were wrong about Brick Baby being a snitch on the New Jersey Rolling 60s federal issue that they have going on.
No.
You said you were wrong, and I want to hear more about that.
No, I said when it comes to the RICO.
Okay.
Because everybody was like, well, Brick got a robbery and Loose Cannon got a robbery. Why is Loose Cannon in a RICO and Brick not in a RICO? Right?
Okay.
So everybody was saying he must be cooperate. But we reading the paperwork, the reason why Brick Baby ain't in a RICO is because Brick Baby was a victim. He was getting extorted.
Uh-huh. By Big U.
Yeah, he was getting extorted, which explains why they mentioned to him what they mentioned to him back in June 2023.
Okay.
Because they was trying to get him twofold.
When they ran in his crib. You think that then they got him in the interrogation room and they're trying to get him to roll over?
That's what I think would happen.
Okay.
They press play. They let Brick Baby hear the conversation. Because Big U's the one that really got Brick Baby hot. He's the one that talked about a robbery that they didn't know nothing about.
Wow.
Right? Brick robbery was something else. And somebody told one of them dudes he did a move. So they told Big U, and they like, yeah, he got to kick in. So the mentioning of his robbery didn't come from their investigation. It came from Big U's conversation.
Wiretaps.
The wiretap.
Wow. So you're saying that Brick Baby has basically known that this RICO was coming for a while in terms of the Big U stuff, and he's just been being tight-lipped
We
about
know he knew because he told 600. We just, listen, because his exact words was, it's a RICO coming. It ain't a 6-0 RICO. It's a Big U RICO. This is June 2023. So, but at the time, we oblivious. He mentioned Vegas. We still oblivious. We don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
But when the shit hit the fan and you really reading it, you see why that is. And then within reading it, right, you got like 4 or 5 players, right?
Uh-huh.
That all through it over the years, the 3-4 years, it's a continuous interaction.
Okay.
The bad part about this is they got Loose Cannon in there.
Uh-huh.
Loose Cannon is not on one wiretap.
Really?
There's nothing in there that got Loose Cannon talking to anybody.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing in there that have them talking about Loose Cannon. Like there's no like call Loose to do this or do none of that's in there. Like it is the other ones. Right? You got the one incident where Loose is mentioned. So my question to you is this. If we got a gang, right? And we got a movement, and it's 4 or 5 of us, and we doing shit, this is what we do. We interacting, we plotting, we planning, we executing all this, right? Boom. And then one day we be like, Adam, you want to roll with us? We finna go get into something. And you come with us this one time, hit, miss, and you gone. Does that make you part of our overall thing? You get what I'm saying?
So I go with you, but I don't take part in any criminality?
No, you go with us one time. You got a 4-year time spree, right? To where these 5 dudes, every day is interaction, this move, this move, this move. We going to do this, we going to do that. These same dudes. Then you got you one time. We like, Adam, come on, roll with us.
Uh-huh.
You come with us at one time. We do whatever we do, right? Okay, you might be guilty of the crime per se.
Okay.
But are you really part of our thing?
You could probably beat it, right? Because what kind of evidence are they going to have that you had any intent to be involved with this?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know the peculiar or the particularities of the
Dude,
law,
the whole 75-page indictment, Loose Cannon's mentioned one time in one situation. Never is he on the phone
the
with
alley?
No.
Because that was mentioned not in the indictment, but in the criminal complaint.
Yeah, that's not part of his
but
charge.
It could become one, right? Because it seems like Jay Reed's been talking to him.
I'm talking about Jay Reed he's a dude that want to be on the internet.
Right, but I mean, so it seems like he probably had a conversation with the feds, because how else would the feds know that he took $5,000 worth of stuff from him?
I don't know what he did.
Who else could attest to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see. Where the hell was $5,000 of stuff?
I know that number seems inflated, because like if they took his phone, maybe he's got a little money in his pocket. Like what $5,000 is crazy.
I didn't see nothing. I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the f he had.
Very few people have $5,000 worth of stuff on them unless they got a big ass knot of hundreds in their pocket or like 5 phones.
Yeah, I didn't really see the taking of items.
They were beating and pulling pants down, but I didn't see like the robbery. Yeah, I believe they probably took something, but I don't know
what it was. I didn't hear nothing about nobody come up on nothing. So,
but wait, so why did you have a change of heart about the New Jersey RICO? What further information did you become privy to?
Well, the New Jersey RICO is saying it's a dope case, but it's all from the time Sue Surf and them had their thing. Big U was in that one.
Oh, okay.
So this might be something totally different. And knowing Brick, what I've heard about Brick, Brick's always been a dude that did his own thing.
Yeah.
You might be there doing your thing over there, but he'd be way over there with somebody else.
He's got a lot of relationships, but he's not really like a hanger-on in a way. And you know what I didn't really like think about until I was listening to the phone call that he actually uploaded to his page, which was that after the Nipsey thing, his name was kind of in the dirt in LA. Like a lot of people did not want to be associated with him because hanging out with him was almost like co-signing the death of Nipsey, because people thought of him as being so close to Eric.
You can't say that because...
Well, that's how he felt, is that like people didn't really want to be around him like that.
Well, no, what it was he wouldn't denounce Eric.
Exactly.
Which he wasn't supposed to.
Right. That'd be some hoe-ass shit.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to, because in a lot of people's eyes, Eric wasn't wrong. They didn't like what he did.
Right.
Because who it was, who he did it to.
Right.
And for the reason they say he did it, he wasn't wrong. And this is why Cowboy puts up a fight. Because Cowboy understands the reason that they put out there justifies what he did. I've been listening to Cowboy's old stuff, and his whole thing is Nip didn't say that to him. And if you eliminate that, right, now it's the question of why did he do it? And if you listen to Black Sam, right, Black Sam says he turned the corner in the red shirt as if somebody sent him to make it seem like it was some Bloods doing it, right? But then that's a little off, because I don't think he was ski masked up. So he can have on whatever color shirt he want to have on, right? He's on the gang files, they gonna know who he is. So that's why Cowboy, a lot of people don't hear him. I be hearing him. He like, yo, Nip didn't say that. But what debunks Cowboy, and where I read it at, is when TMZ, long time ago, I don't know if you caught it, put out the statements of the 2 people that got shot in the parking lot when they told the story of what the conversation was.
Wait, 2 other people got hit when Nipsey got shot?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Was it just accidental, or?
Hell no.
Why did he shoot other people?
He popped them because they was there with him.
Oh, shit.
So he came in, he hit Nip, neutralized him, came back, shot them 2. I believe it was a Cousin Carrie and a female or something.
Wow.
Or whatever. And he shot them 2. Cousin Carrie was over there just getting some clothes and shit. And that's where it originally come from. I think it's TMZ article where they put up their statements to what the conversation was that led up to the shoot.
Right.
Because nobody else could tell the story. Nip's not here to tell the story. Eric never said it. He never gave any statements. So the only two people that's there is the other two people that got shot and survived. So, and Brick, the politics, I think he stood his ground on that. That's my homeboy. It's unfortunate what happened. A lot of people have been bothering him or whatever about whatever, and he snapped. And I didn't have some homies do some things that I necessarily don't agree with. I got a homeboy like that, Chicken Mike. You can pull him up.
Because a lot of people think that Brick was like regular friends with Eric and that it wouldn't be that big deal for him to denounce him. But in Brick's words,
the same name.
But this is a person who literally like saved his life when he got shot.
I mean, they up under the same name. I believe they might have lived together. I got a homeboy name like that named Chicken Mike, Michael Parks. He killed one of my little homegirls. You know what I mean? And
but you couldn't speak out against him. You couldn't virtue signal off his name.
It hit home because I told her in front of him to stop dealing with him. Her mouth. Look, these two represent the two extremities of my neighborhood. She probably was the female with the most disrespectful mouth ever.
Okay.
Every woman in my neighborhood, she had it. And Chicken Mike is probably one of our most craziest, insane homies from my neighborhood.
Right.
Hands down.
Okay.
Right? So you got a female whose mother grew up with him. He grew up with her mama, who talks crazy, like crazy. And then you got a dude who's burnt. Yeah. Shit don't mix. So a situation that happened, and she called me. He was on the phone. And I told her, leave Chicken where he's at. Let him fight it how he got to fight it. You need to move on with your life. Your mouth and his attitude and temper don't mix. Somebody gonna get hurt. That's what I told her. He was upset with me that I told her that because he was trying to get her help. And I'm like, just let him deal what he gonna deal with. You ain't gotta go to court either way to retract or give statement. His little case will go away. He might get a year, 2, 3 years, some time to calm down, but it'll go away, right? He ain't gonna get the stretch you think he gonna get, and you gonna live your life. Because her previous baby daddy was murdered too, so the only parent her son had was her. I look up, 4 months later, Chicken Mike out.
Out?
He's out. She went and did the dance for him, right? About 70 days after that, my phone rings. Chicken Mike hit her in the head with a hammer, slit her throat, shot her with a 40. You can pull it up. Pull up Michael Parks Pacoima. It'll come up.
I believe you.
Right? So what I'm saying is, like, you can't, and what I told him was, I can't help you with your attorney, but as a homie, you can call my phone. If you need some money on your books or whatever, I could do that.
Right.
So I was in the same thing. I'm not going to say fuck him. I don't like what he did, but, he my G homie, so I just kind of like, I get what Brick was going through.
Right. But so what is the change that you've had in terms of your view of his snitching? Because that was the idea I got, is that you were backpedaling a little bit on some of your previous claims. No.
He went 21 months out here with some cases. See, when people say you working, right? And we revisit this, right? The Dale dude, right?
Dale.
Monster, right? The whole time, he was hanging with Big U and doing whatever they was doing. He was working.
Oh, yeah.
But Dale got a case from 2020 where he got caught shipping a lot of drugs, and he been up under the gun for that. So the feds was even giving him money, if you read the paperwork, to pay the extortion bill. Dale was working to entrap these dudes.
Right.
So, you never know how that went. A dude could be out making calls, knowing his phone hot, here, there, doing this, leading them to something, spinning off, and then investigations trigger, you never know. Usually when you catch a case like that, you tell your homies, hey, bro, I got a case, I'm hot. And then that's it. But when you like tuck that away and don't tell anybody from the streets, when they figure out, damn, you caught that wind and you ain't told nobody, but everybody's gonna think you was doing something. You will never be able to prove it unless somebody catches a conviction and goes to the box and it's there, but it's always gonna be that thing in the back of your mind. But as far as the RICO,
right,
we know why he's not in the RICO. Everybody was like, why is Luce named in a RICO and not Brick? You would have thought Brick was closer to Big U than Luce.
So if Brick's entire charge was just guns and drugs, then he wouldn't have been on that RICO poster board. But because there was this alleged robbery that Big U taxed him for, that's why he was included on it.
He's really a victim. He really got extorted in the paperwork.
So, okay, this is my question. Is like, obviously Brick is going to have to be quiet about a bunch of shit when he comes back to the podcast before he ends up going to trial or taking a deal or whatever it is. And given the nature of our friendship and the way that we are on this podcast, the first thing I'm going to want to do once we get settled in, if he comes back, is to just say, oh, you a bitch. You was letting Big U extort you. Like, I'm going to want to make that joke, but
he's there.
What can he say? Like, he can't comment on that.
But
you know that he's going to want to contextualize it and explain, oh, it wasn't like that. It was like,
we all know what that means, bro. When you doing things outside of people and they find out and they say, you got to come pay the piper, you can't do that with everybody. He can't do that with everybody.
Right.
But the ones he could do that with, he's doing it with, because it wasn't like they heard about Brick. You notice who Brick did the robbery on is never mentioned. Nobody knows. They just heard he did a move.
Right.
And because we know you did a move, you got to come pay your way.
Right.
And this is why law enforcement had no problem talking to him about the situation, right? Because you're one of the victims.
Right.
Now, when the rest of the paperwork come out, Lord forbid, is he collaborates, he really paid.
Okay.
If that comes out, then it's a bad thing.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, like, when the rest of the work come out, right? If it's in there that Brick Baby gave a statement that, yeah, I in fact dropped off X amount of money to Big U.
Okay.
Because of this.
That's snitching.
Yeah, at that point, that's just direct. But we at least cleared up the reason why Brick Baby is not named in the RICO as part of the RICO group is because he himself was being extorted and victimized.
Damn, my boy, a victim. That's crazy.
But if you think about it, bro, it's
the law of the land.
It makes sense.
Right.
On Brick Baby's how his temperament changed. His videos he would do. He would say, can't nobody win over there. Everybody this. It's a dark cloud over the hood. I'm willing to try to help anybody, but then niggas want to do this. I'm on my own. I'm out the way. He really started, and then when he started to create and embrace his alter ego character, the old Brick wouldn't have said a lot of shit that he started to say. I think he already made up in his mind, I'm never going that way again. I'm about to make this entertainment thing, this podcast thing, and whatever else comes with it, this is going to be my world of my life.
He's probably had so many different moments throughout his life where he said, God damn, this gangbanging shit is not what I thought it was.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the last moments. And he even seen himself that their phone call got him hot. I understand a lot of things he used to say to me now.
Do you think that Brick is secretly happy about Big U probably being off the streets for the rest of his life? Because we don't really know the true nature of their relationship, and obviously I'm not going to get a straight answer out of him. He would never say it. But
I don't think he's happy about it. I think he had already disassociated himself and put distance between himself and let people know what he wasn't doing no more. And this is why when I be like, yo, why did he say the shit he say to Adam and the shit he said on Unk's thing about the.
So you think that's what, really? I mean, yeah, if you want
I think he was letting people know, hey, bro, I'm done.
So he's not going to formally be like, listen, I'm done with the gang life, but maybe him saying that me and him are gay together, or him telling random dudes that he's going to booka them. That's his way of sort of signaling to the streets, hey, I'm not playing by your rules. I fuck men.
No.
Oh.
That's his way of saying, hey, bro, I'm done with the street life with y'all. Okay. Whoever with me is with me, and I'm going to do things my way. I'm having fun with life. I'm done. I'm not reporting to you. I ain't doing nothing with you. Whoever rocking with me. Whoever ain't.
Got it.
Because he started to build a whole nother persona in him. But what would throw people off was on hood, on the dead homies.
Right.
And I just think maybe that would have been next. Maybe he was going to start working on that. He worked on being so high. We can give him that. He used to be loaded.
That is true. He got better at that.
He got better at that.
That's true.
I think it was some things, that he was working on, but I think he was just caught up.
No, that's
and
real.
He knew it was coming. He was already caught up, but what's crazy is they kind of the ones got him caught up, speaking on him.
I know, that's wild, right? Just that he would have been able to duck that if his OG wasn't out here just having little conversations.
A lot going on, man. Young Thug.
Oh, I mean, really? Like, okay, when I first heard that they were trying to violate him and send him back, I was like, that's crazy. How's that possible? But like, when you post up a picture of somebody who works for the DA, or was it the DA? I forget exactly what it was. But if you say this is the biggest liar in the courthouse or whatever, you're really kind of taunting them and provoking them to
he
send you back.
He got 35 years hanging over his head, right?
Yeah.
And he can't entertain nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Because what happened was, when he did that, she's calling it gang members.
Right.
We know them as trolls. So what the trolls do? They go find the lady mama house, put pictures up. But now it looks like it started with Thug, and because of you, all these things are happening. That's a threat.
Right.
So he can't, if he ain't saying everybody have a beautiful day, go stream my music, check out my new poodle.
Exactly. Because all right, this is something I realized in my limited time that I've spent around Young Thug, but I remember when I was interviewing him in 2018 or 2019, and he was talking about Lil Nas X, who had recently came out of the closet and had this huge hit record. And Young Thug just said, I don't think he should have done that. I don't think he should have told the world he was gay. And like, his reasoning was basically like, oh, people are going to make that the focal point of who you are as an artist, et cetera, et cetera.
I think that's the best thing he did in his career.
Okay, but the thing is that a lot of people are saying things knowing that they're going to be aggregated by all these accounts on social media, and you're going to get attention because of the shit that you say. Most of us, me and you for sure, are pretty calculated, where if we're going to go viral, we usually know that we're going to go viral from the thing that we're saying in advance. My read on Young Thug is that he's the total opposite. He just says whatever the comes to mind, and he doesn't have that process going in his brain to be like, how are people going to take this? Is this going to travel? Is this going to go viral? Are they going to misinterpret what I'm saying? And I think that when you look at something like this with him, like, saying that the lady was the biggest liar in the DA office, he's not processing that and thinking about what's going to happen as a result, but he needs to be just as careful on social media as he is in his music.
Sounds like somebody we know.
What? Me? Brick Baby? I mean, yeah.
They not processing. Hey, bro, you just can't.
Yeah.
There's no, you can't. You right now, you can't.
Yes. You may
right
be,
now.
Because 4X's and Young Thug are both the same type of person where they're an extreme personality. They have desires to do wild things, provocative things. You're out on the streets. You feel like, I am a human. I am free. I have free speech. You're not a full human being when you are on probation or parole, and the judge has the ability to basically violate you based on you saying a sentence, So I feel like Thug and 4X's have to get that through their head, that it's like, you may be walking the streets, you may be free, but you just don't have the same freedoms that everybody else has until you're off papers, you know? They got to get that through their head, because this Young Thug thing, man, like, he could go sit down for what, like 10 fucking years, 20 years, whatever that is, however long that probation is.
What they'll do, he got 35 years over his head, right?
And I doubt it'll stick. If they lock him up again, he's not going to stay in there the whole time. They're going to find a way to get him out, right?
What happens was this. This is why they trying to get him a violation. So let's just say he been home a year, right? So now he's down to 34. Let's say he'd have went in here and they gave him a year. When he got out, he's down to 33. But what would have happened was that would have ruined doing his first 15 years clean, and they let him off. Now you're bound to the whole 35 because you done violated once,
it's
right?
35 years probation?
He got 35 years probation over his head.
Sounds like a joke.
If he gives him 15 clean,
right,
they let him off all the way around, right? So now what happens is every time he goes back, let's say he goes back and he's down to 28, and they give him 3. When he parole, he got 25.
Right.
His thing is to stay clean 15 years.
Right.
So they can let him off. And he can save 20 years of being under the gun.
Right. Well, we do have an update today, which is that a judge has declined on Thursday to revoke the probation of Young Thug. In a brief ruling on Thursday, Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker declined the motion from the District Attorney's Office of Fonnie T. Willis without explanation. That's interesting that she didn't even feel like we deserved an explanation. But prosecutors have filed the motion on Wednesday, arguing that Mr. Williams had violated the terms of his probation, right, and that he engaged in conduct that directly threatened the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, which, I mean, honestly, it does seem like he did that. Like, you could imagine that if that's the term of his probation, that probably qualifies. But, I mean, obviously, we're super happy that he didn't get locked up, and hopefully nothing else comes from it.
I don't know these people that made these comments. These ain't my homeboys. They ain't from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
These are just random people.
Right.
Right? And he can't control it. But what he can control is being the seed, being the one who starts the narrative.
Yeah.
See, he started the narrative, and then these people start writing their own story, and they want to blame Thug for their story.
Because look, in addition to the post calling Mrs. Viverito a liar, Mr. Williams had reposted a fan account showing additional photos of the investigator with the caption, "All my homies hate Viverito," and both posts have since been deleted. You know what he needs more than anybody? All the big rappers, Playboi Carti, Drake, they all have a Finsta. Even Kendrick has a Finsta where he posts whatever he feels like posting. It's much more informal. Kendrick's Instagram is super dry.
He don't need to post.
Kendrick posts once or twice a year on his Instagram, and then he has a Finsta where he's able to post much more liberally, and the hardcore fans get it. Young Thug could have posted all this shit on a Finsta that has 1 million followers that everybody knows is connected to him, but everybody doesn't, that they can't tie him in court unless they wanted to go through the trouble of getting access to his fucking...
You out your fucking mind?
What? They can't track your Finsta.
But why play with that?
Why not? It's the internet. We love it. It's fun.
Yeah,
you fuck around on the internet more than anybody.
Nigga, you got talking about 35 years over your head?
Okay,
I'm
that's fair.
not saying nothing about no motherfucking no
Finsta.
DAs and shit.
You can have a Finsta.
I'm not saying shit. I'm gonna have 24 letters in my alphabet.
Yeah.
It'll be B, C, E. I'm not even saying A, D, D, A. None of that.
This is confusing.
I'm not. He ain't getting it, bro.
I'm very barely just getting it. But okay, all I'm saying, a lot of times, like when Playboi Carti wants to get a message out to the people, or where Kodak Black wants to get a message out to the people, or Lil Wayne, or somebody who's like really famous, they won't even say it on their Instagram. They'll have their engineer post. Remember when everybody thought that Lil Wayne was mad about Kendrick getting chosen for the Super Bowl? Lil Wayne didn't post anything about it. But like some dude that he worked with or whatever posted a statement that literally everybody in hip hop media took as basically being from Lil Wayne. Young Thug could have made this point about how much he hates this fucking investigator in a more artful way that would not have gotten him potentially thrown back in jail.
Yeah, if somebody else doing it, cool. But I'm saying, why even play with it for this dude to get mad because you didn't give him a Christmas motherfucking bonus, and him to want to call the DA and say, Young Thug's been paying me to post these things. Don't even play with it.
If you get told on for your Finsta, then you really fucked up the associates. The company you keep needs to be called into question.
Hey, bro, some shit ain't to be played with, bro.
I feel that. Free Thug forever. Get him off probation. What was your knowledge of young Scooter prior to his untimely passing this week?
Nothing.
You never ran into him in the streets?
Never met him. I heard his name.
Legend.
But that's it. But what I do know, we knew who the girl was because she's a Clubhouse girl.
Wait, seriously?
We knew who she was. We've been knew that. That's who turned her in, somebody on Clubhouse.
She's a Clubhouse head.
Yeah,
I knew you were all bad, honestly.
She's a Clubhouse.
Honestly, like one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. You've all been turned. You've all been affected.
She be over there in the Chicago room, my boy Kiddo Curry.
Really?
But as soon as they heard the 911 call, they knew it was her.
They exiled her. Is she exiled from the Clubhouse community now? Because she's gonna kind of be like a low key legend / villain after this.
They called her. Then they like, dumb bitch. You got the homie killed. She deleted all her socials.
I know. I was trying to find her Instagram.
And then when it went up, that it was a $5,000 reward.
Oh shit!
You looking at the Clubhouse floor, right?
Might as well be $1 million to the Clubhouse.
You looking
crowd.
at the Clubhouse floor, right?
Uh huh.
You know, when you get on the phone pops up on your profile.
Yeah.
All the phones pop up.
Oh yeah.
They trying to call in and get the 5,000.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, she don't stand a chance.
They could have made it $50 and the Clubhouse would have been going crazy.
But yeah,
for
her
it.
name is Demi on Clubhouse.
Wow, what a huh? She's got to be like the biggest, like the of the year award. You know how AB's always doing the cracker of the month, cracker of the day. She's the of the year. She is shitty cuz for Atlanta. She has committed such a gravest harmful, and she didn't even have the balls to go clap somebody herself. She had to send them boys to do it, and it happened in the most roundabout way. That is the one thing.
She's so slow, right?
It's such a fucked up thing to do, but you also you could never have imagined that this scenario would she really. Well, she probably didn't want Scooter dead, but she could not have imagined the level of harm that she was going to cause by doing this.
You know that's called swatting.
No, for sure, yeah.
And they gave this other dude 20 years in the feds for it, a gamer.
Oh, yeah. All the time people get hell of time for that shit.
And so that's crazy about it. She calls, she says, I'm watching a woman get beat. She's blooded. They fired 3 shots. They dragged her in the house. And every time the 911 operator's kind of downplaying it, and it's a kid. Yeah. There's a little kid.
With no clothes on or something.
And all this shit, right?
Like every crime possible is being committed here.
She understands that Clubhouse then heard it, and they know it's her. She goes live and says, I've been beat before. Yeah, but you called and said you were neighborhood watching this.
Yeah.
You are watching this. You ain't nowhere even in the vicinity.
Right.
When the people answered the 911, they was in a whole nother county or some shit.
Insane.
But dude didn't want to, I guess, deal with her.
Right.
So she did what she did, and it wasn't even Scooter.
Right.
So these dudes at the house kicking it, they open the door and see all the police. They come over there deep. Dude closed the door. I don't know if something was in the house or whatever. He get on. But when I heard the story, I said, did they find the girl in the house? No. I told everybody before it even came out. A female called the police and made a fake report. 2 days later, it hits. Right? So it's like the fact that she went on IG Live and gave another bullshit statement, she just killed off her whole defense for saying, I wasn't mentally there.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if it's safer for her on the street.
She was cunning enough to invent this story that she thought would exonerate her, and it turns out she was just totally lying. It fucks up her whole credibility.
Your whole credibility.
Damn, yeah, that is wild. I mean, were you in any way skeptical about the idea that Scooter could have died from hopping a fence? Because obviously it sounds crazy.
No, well, you got a vein in your leg. I got a few people I know that died. Shot in the leg. Whenever I hear somebody die from a shot in the leg, it's a main artery that runs straight.
Femoral artery.
Yeah, it runs straight to your heart.
Right by your femur, I guess. The biggest bone in your body.
Yeah, it runs straight to your heart. And if you got somebody running, adrenaline going, pumping, and it's punctured, I can see you bleeding out. Nobody in the neighborhood heard any gunshots.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Like, that's a bad lie. You could have made up most of the other stuff, but the gunshot thing is like pretty easy to disprove, you would think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why Thug because Thug must have just been in a mood because the same time period that like he was just getting loose on social media because he also cast doubt upon the idea that Scooter died. He said that he got shot, which honestly, like I understand that he was probably, assuming that there was foul play, just like a lot of people were assuming.
Yeah, but what if they had started a riot?
Right, and it's kind of weird to put that out about your boy, given that you obviously didn't know that. Because I think that there's no truth to it.
Bro, if the autopsy report would have came back, he was shot, the parents would know it. That report would be plastered everywhere.
And I am very skeptical about conspiracies, but the idea that like dozens or hundreds of police officers and responders and hospital ambulance drivers, whatever, in addition to the people who were there doing forensics, the media that probably showed up right after, the idea that everybody could kind of be in cahoots, which they would essentially need to be in order to fabricate the jumping over a fence story and cover up somebody getting shot. I mean, really, like, it's Young Thug, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt about everything. But that is kind of a fucked up thing to do. To like,
I'm thinking
draw
that
skepticism towards
family
that.
would order their own autopsy.
And maybe they will, but I mean, there's a gigantic difference between getting shot. There was no shots fired.
None.
We would know. So that was kind of a weird move by Thug, but obviously
I see her getting
Thug.
5 to 10.
Man, what a grimy bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about her. How do you feel about the word that the word that has been circulating about No Jumper going broke?
I feel a little slighted.
Explain.
2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
he's a witness.
Uh-huh.
I said, how do you feeling about going into subscription base?
Uh-huh.
You shot it down.
Well, purely subscription based? Yeah.
No, I said, bro, we need to run subscription base. You shot it down. You like, nah.
But what you're talking about is doing like a Zeus style thing where you have your own TV now.
No,
because okay, we've been doing subscription based for a very long time. We've had a Patreon since like 2020.
No, I'm talking that. I told you, bro. We like how Vlad running it. We need to run that like that over here, right?
No, you were talking about having like a TV.
No,
network.
that came with Dosh. I'm talking about when I first came in here in my head, because I'm thinking about our partnership, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, shit, we're gonna make way more money if we got a subscription-based platform.
Right.
$5 bring back what, $350, $349 or whatever, right? Something like that, right? So I'm thinking, shit, every 100,000, right? That's how I'm thinking. But you shot it down, and we were fresh in our build, so I didn't want you to feel like I was trying to press you to do something you don't want to do. I let it go. That's why when I heard you the other day, I said, look at this white boy. Okay. He doing what white boys do.
Okay.
When I approached him about doing this, it was a bad idea. He blew it off. Now, all of a sudden, 2 years later, we could have been 100, 200,000 subs strong.
Okay. I'm glad that you were able to get that off your chest. I'm happy for you. But let me explain, is that at the time that we started this podcast, No Jumper was kind of in the dirt. We were not doing so good. That was definitely probably the lowest time period in early mid 2023 that we've ever been at. Now, I would say we really are at almost a high point in terms of the content and the different hosts, etc. At that time, I was not eager to start asking the fans to give us money because my attitude was we need to just get the people excited about this brand again and start building the content up. I don't want to start trying to charge them until we really feel solidified. Now, that being said, I do think that we could, it's $5 a month for the membership. I have been considering what if we did a $10 tier that got you access to the Adam and Wack show live on Thursdays, and then the non-paying audience gets to see it Sunday. And then we could chop up some of that additional revenue.
One thing I definitely do.
Let us know what you think of that concept,
I'm great
fans.
at doing is knowing my place in any situation. That's why all my business partners never have a problem with me. Sometimes I'm in the driver's seat, sometimes I'm in the passenger seat, sometimes I'm in the back seat, sometimes I got to push the car from the bumper, right? So, whatever you feel you comfortable with, great. But I definitely feel like, now that you feel like however you feel, then we need to definitely don't cut me out to play.
For sure. I think this is one of the most popular shows. So I think two things. I think that the second tier, the $10 tier, makes sense if we were to do maybe a bonus episode that is strictly for that membership tier every month.
I think I got to play for it.
And they get to see it in advance with no censorship of the swearing. Because obviously, if we're going to involve you, then we can't just have it be the $5 tier. We might have to do a tier above that. So there's a little bit more profit for us.
I think I got to play for it. I think we should bring one more guy on.
Who's that?
Let me make a call. I think it'll really make sense then.
Comparator?
No, I don't even know that dude.
Jason Love? I'm just pulling names out of a hat. I don't know.
Nah, somebody people like. I think if I put a call into him and let him know what we're doing, he'll make time for us.
You have many well-known associates, but you're talking about consistently doing content with someone?
He wouldn't mind.
That's interesting because I've toyed with that.
He's both our friends.
Interesting.
Well-known guy.
Many well-known guys are there. But okay, my thing is, in theory, if we were bringing in more money for this podcast, we could do more stuff. Like, there's been times where I thought about, like, what if we had a third? What if we had a female co-host who could maybe add a little bit more flavor, a little bit more color to our episodes? Now, people do like the one-on-one dynamic, but I do also feel like maybe somebody else, a third co-host who's a little bit younger, a little different.
That can sit here.
No, I don't want R&B.
She's Lena or R&B.
But they're just gonna.
There's no other.
She loves you too much. She likes you. She's not gonna challenge you.
Listen,
I would love to look at her all the time.
Listen,
honestly.
Let me explain something.
I love to look at her. Beautiful woman.
That shit don't work for y'all back there.
What?
The little female, she's cool as hell.
What female?
Whoever the little female is, be on the news. I don't know her name. The one guy
Jalise.
with all my, she's cool. I think I met her once.
Okay.
I like the fire in her. Where's she from?
Stockton area. I don't know if she's from Stockton. She's from around there.
Yeah. But it is one co-host, one female co-host that I will be definitely cool with.
Who you like?
Gina Views.
Ooh, Gina Views. I heard she was saying some like generally sort of positive things about her time at No Jumper on a recent interview.
Something you taught her.
Yeah. One of our YouTube members, Ace Boy Rios, has a podcast. He's a real big supporter of the channel. And I guess he did some content with Gina.
Something you caught.
I got to listen to it. I didn't hear it.
It's some advice you gave her that she's always
that's how I saw it titled, but I didn't watch it yet. But
no, it's cool. She
shout out We Starvin'. He's my
don't
plug
like
for
your
most
ass,
of that.
though. I don't know what you did.
Yeah, I don't know what she has against me.
I think she didn't. Something about the when you brought that dude up here. I think that's it.
Richard
There
Spencer.
was something going on with the when he said you got a bunch of slaves working here or something. Was it something like that?
Oh, that was Destiny's joke.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think that was kind of.
Destiny called me a slave master, and everybody ha-ha'd. And then a lot of people clipped it, put it on Twitter, said he's a racist, whatever.
Yeah, you knew it was gonna go there though.
Not really.
Shit.
I mean, you see it in context, it really wasn't that big a deal, but whatever.
Some things in this world we live in, you just can't. You can't play with it.
We did a members only tier list on stream the other day. Me and Lil Jon, and we actually ranked Gina fairly high. So
Gina's doing her thing.
We were ranking everybody based on how much their position in the content world or the world in general has gone up since they left No Jumper. And with her, we had to give it to her that she's gone on to create her own show. It seems like it's doing fairly well. She's got the support of the people for sure on Twitter and whatnot.
And she got DJ Head over there.
Yeah.
And Gina's kind of like Gina and DJ Head. You know, when it comes to those, they kind of share one thing. Everybody supports them. Everybody looks at them like a little sister or a little brother. You know what I mean?
It sucks to be us. We're like the big dogs who get all the views and everybody just hates us.
Nah, I think people watch us. The haters are a big part of our following. And I believe we just say the things that people won't say.
But when you seem like a good person who doesn't have a lot of controversy and you don't get a lot of views, but you seem like a nice person, people want to root for you, but then they don't actually watch your content. Whereas for us, people will watch us because they love us and they'll watch us because they hate us.
Yeah, both. They want to see if we're going to slip up.
Yeah. They would love to watch our downfall.
Yeah, I definitely get attacked by things you say.
Same.
You know, so it's vice versa. So, you know, it's a good mix. You know what I mean? I understand you. You understand me. But
word on the streets is that you're trying to buy No Jumper. You're trying to take over this building and turn it into some sort of orgy palace or something, I guess.
No, that was part of the deal. I told you can keep your space.
So we can keep Plug Talk.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to sit in a chair in the corner and watch.
No, that's your thing. That's where you... that's your space. Because my thing was to still keep you in there. I still put 25% ownership on the table for you.
So wait, are we talking about No Jumper or the building? Or is it all one and the same?
Well, shit. Well, if you buy No Jumper, it ain't no Jumper. We got to move. We got to keep it just like it is.
No Jumper's had so many locations over the years.
Y'all know that. I know it, 2 of them, 3 of them.
Yeah, you've been in.
Melrose, the one you had. Is that Santa Monica?
There was Santa Monica Boulevard.
One where you
downtown. This is the order: downtown, Melrose, Santa Monica Boulevard, the other spot down the street. Then this one, and then we also had the second store on Melrose for a while or whatever. That is a lot of locations, but it is like 10 years. So,
the other one you needed to move from, you had outgrew it.
But I kind of missed that one. I'm like, fuck, we were paying that little $5,000 a month in rent. But the main problem with that one was just that the door was fucked up. Remember, I don't know if you ever went there, but there was like a huge sliding door,
the back,
like a garage style door that you had to use to get in and out.
Yeah, the back.
That was not very secure or safe. So that should have changed. But we should have probably just changed that instead of buying a
but I think you needed some more space.
We did, but it's like we were doing so much. But then once the smoke cleared of the pandemic, it was kind of like, oh, we're producing a ton of content. But the content that's actually paying the bills that actually does well is a relatively small percentage of the content. Because we had T-Rel and Lush and all these people doing tons of different interviews, but they weren't really like turning into anything. It's like the primary content that was doing well was, you know, the basic live streams and interviews and whatnot. We just overexpanded. And it's not that big a deal because my way I think about it is like, even if we sell this place and we take a $300,000 loss on it, well, we just spent 3 years using this space. So that works out to like $8,000 a month, which is pretty reasonable. So really, it's not like a devastating financial blow to get rid of this place. It will be a little bit of a pain in the ass moving spots or whatever. But I have some very good ideas about spots that might make sense for us.
Here's the thing, right? You brought this, right?
Yeah.
Interest rates are high, so the value is low.
But when we bought it, the market was great.
Yeah,
and we got a low interest rate, so our payments, which actually are fucking huge, are way less than we would have to pay if we. Because I was talking to Bootleg Kev, his spot that he rents,
it's crazy,
dope spot, a little bit smaller than ours, but has like a lot of different rooms and stuff. If we had his spot, that would be more than enough space for us. But he was telling me how much it's worth. It's only worth a little bit less than this spot. He told me how much, when they tried to get him to buy it, how much his mortgage payment would have basically been. And it was just like, the rates are so much higher now that his mortgage payment probably would have been close to what we're spending for this. Like, it's just the market. I don't want to buy anything right now. I'd much rather just like
this time next year, the rates will be a little lower.
Yeah, maybe if Trump doesn't torpedo our whole economy with these tariffs, bro. We might be in a full-blown recession by the next episode of this podcast.
We're definitely, they've already, they know what they're doing. I understand what he's doing.
It's going against what essentially every economist is saying that he should be doing.
We're going to take a hit. His whole thing, he got it set at 37%. In his head, if he can get it 13%, that's better than what we was doing before. We might take a hit for 2 years, but from there on after, it's all bankrolling. This is how he's seeing it. He ain't tripping the little guys. That's the problem.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about poor people.
He's not we
saw that coming in. Yeah. Remember he ran on like, once I'm in office, the economy would be way better, gas would be cheaper, eggs would be cheaper. Not like I'm going to immediately throw the economy into a recession.
And you got to remember, he has to do it while he's in office because he only got 4 years, bro. So, but the fear factor is if these other countries find a way of just how not to deal with us.
I mean, I know many industries, like I think back on my days in the biker world, where it's like they're getting pallets of bikes shipped in. If they start charging an additional 38% tariff on that shit, I mean, the bike industry might as well just be over. Like that's gonna fuck the industry so much.
Does he have a list of things that he's putting the thing on, or he's saying everything?
It's like it's almost everything, and it's like there's like a set tariff, and then there's like retaliatory tariffs. So it's like he might be willing to remove some of the tariffs if they can come to an agreement about certain things, but then he's going to have blanket tariffs on everybody. And who knows how bad the economy has to get before he might want to peel back some of that. Now, interestingly, he didn't put tariffs on Mexico and Canada, which is kind of
he pulled that. He had one on.
Yeah, he was talking about it, but there's been a lot of back and forth about all that. Regardless, can we talk about this? Let's talk about this. Spider-Loc calls out Back on Fig for allowing you to defame Trap Kitchen Mommy with snitch allegations. We don't have to watch this full 9-minute clip, but apparently,
why is that? I mean, it's in the paperwork.
Okay, so I guess like they've been catching a lot of heat for allowing you to say whatever you wanted to say about her on their platform. What's your rebuttal to this?
Selective politicking. All I did was read the paperwork.
And so you feel like it's certified that she's working?
It's in the paperwork.
We got the content. I don't know.
T-Rail kept it real.
Okay.
He said, until you bring other paperwork saying otherwise, it is what it is.
Okay.
What you call it tucked his tail. I called him. I said, you tucked your tail.
Smack?
Because you the one called me.
Smack.
Smack called me. I didn't call him.
Right.
And I just went over the paperwork.
But you feel very strongly that she's working.
It's in the paperwork.
And so that's why she was removed from the Trap Kitchen.
No, I believe she was removed from Trap Kitchen is because she kept addressing it. And I think it was going to bring a bad name on their overall brand. They don't want to be caught up in the street stuff. They already street dudes that have went corporate and they, cleaned their hand. So I think the whole thing was you're going to battle these dudes on the internet. And they got to keep addressing you with your name that's tied to Trap Kitchen. Then we just going to disassociate.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was.
Okay.
But I don't know the lady. I don't know her personally. Never ate her tacos. I just was reading the paperwork.
I don't think I know her either, but it feels like a place like named Trap Kitchen should probably be kind of encouraging of their employees being in the streets to some extent.
It's crazy because Spider-Loc can speak on them about allowing me to call in or calling me and asking me and me reading the paperwork. But yet you, Spider-Loc, you, when getting a call, or when you told Reggie Wright about your homie, a real East Coast Crip, in a alleged rape situation, and then offered to put Reggie with the female.
Right.
So here it is, Wack just reading paperwork, but here it is, you, Spider-Loc, the alleged East Coast Crip, telling Reggie Wright and all his ties, whatever you ain't want to talk about. Compton Paul Rules, Compton Police Department, nothing about Reggie said he has any representation of what you represent, right? So here it is, right? You're volunteering information to Reggie about Nita Boy. So you telling us or telling, T-Rail them, y'all wrong for letting Wack read the paperwork. Well, if they wrong for letting Wack read the paperwork, are you wrong for telling Reggie something that can lead to paperwork? What if Reggie would have went and ran a whole thing on that and they picked it up and there it go? Or Nina Boy's woman heard about this And this was at a time to where, whether he did it or not, he shouldn't even been doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Spider really need to, like, bro, they got you crying and whining and begging the people to be part of their movement. We got the content that came out to where you telling, you volunteering. My homie Nina boy from East Coast did this. You want me to put you with the girls who said it?
How did that audio leak?
What audio leak?
The audio of Spider-Loc airing that out about Nina boy.
The dude's, he admitted to it. He thought he was on a regular conversation with some people that liked him, and they knew he was a snake.
Wow.
They knew he was lying. You know, they knew he was trying to line line some shit up. Spider Boy is snake. Spider-Loc is snake, man.
Yeah.
He just tried to send information to somebody on Munchie B. Nigga, Munchie B a damo at the end of the day, homie. And at the end of the day, certain things I'm not gonna do.
You think that
no, that's a fact he did. He tried to send location.
Do you think Spider-Loc
He tried to send location
Spider-Loc
low on Munchie. That don't work with us.
Do you
homie.
think he should formally
You go do something with it. We not doing nothing with it.
Do you think he should formally join Fig Community or back on Fig? Because he ran through the Alex Alonso operation. He ran through No Jumper for a short period of time.
T-Rail and them not doing that, bro.
Only a couple options left here.
T-Rail and them not doing that. T-Rail is not doing that. T-Rail is not game goofy. He's not no dummy. And he ain't finna bring nothing in his building that don't fit his building. That's gonna throw the balance off.
I kind of feel like him and Spider-Loc have a lot in common.
Nah.
No.
Not at all.
Okay, sure. So what? Loose Cannon was extradited to a Los Angeles federal facility, so he might be in the same spot as Big U and Brick Baby right now. Is this
He
accurate?
left yesterday.
So he might actually be in the same spot as all these people that he's wrapped up in
He's
the
in
same
the same
indictment.
facility, yeah. I don't know where they housed them together. I don't know.
Do you think that they would make an effort to keep them apart so that they weren't able to conspire?
I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Okay.
But he's definitely there now.
Okay. Did you manage to catch the Kanye and Academics interview?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it? We heard a lot about it, and then it almost seemed like it wasn't going to come out because he told us about it on the episode 2 episodes
The most
ago.
legendary part of the interview,
The Klan outfit.
was the end.
No.
That's what it is.
Well, that was pretty.
Was the end.
When he just walked his ass out of there?
When he walked out and told Academics, these my such and such friends, they helped me with this. They're Jewish. Hey, you guys want to see my leather Klan outfit?
Yeah, and just pulled it out, showed him.
That was crazy.
Apparently that lady is a big deal fashion designer of some sort.
Yeah, but I believe, did I hear that wrong? Did he say they were Jewish?
No, he probably did.
Yeah, and I was a little,
I mean, I don't think the Klan had that much energy for the Jews. I might be completely wrong there, but I feel like the Klan outfit is typically taken as an anti-African American sentiment,
But
right?
what did he have on his neck?
The iced out swastika, yeah, for sure. I mean, let's be real.
So,
If you're trying to make it in the fashion industry and you get a chance to work with for Kanye West, you probably pretty much already accepted that you're going to not be offended by anything, period.
Yeah, but we all know the powers that be can say, if you're doing that, we're not doing this with you.
Right.
So, they got to be some pretty strong characters in their position.
No shots at them, but let's be real. They're riders. They're people who are trying to get somewhere in their career. Think about how many people have worked under the Kanye umbrella over the last couple years that end up estranged from him, that were clearly using him and the star-studded power that he has in order to get ahead in their careers. And then at some point they take a step back or they get kicked out of the operation. And what do? They basically just start talking shit and smearing him because he probably did a million things while they were working together that they hated, that they were disgusted by, that they wouldn't let anybody else get away with. And even somebody like Academics, it's like he's made his way into having this amazing access to Kanye, but what's he got to do? He's got to kind of keep quiet or not be critical about some of the crazier things.
Do you see what I see?
What?
When Academics is talking with him?
What?
Total different Academics.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
But you have to. He's looking a little bit Flacco-ish, huh?
Yeah. So Kanye, do you okay, yeah, I understand. And I'm like, you do not understand. The act we know
is a troll who he's gonna take whatever you say. That's what he's gonna do. Ack is gonna take anything you say and he's gonna twist it into a weirdly perverted version of it, and then he's gonna drill you about it. And instead, he's sitting with Kanye, who's constantly saying things that are so much worse than anything else that anybody says in an interview. And Ack's kind of like just normalizing it and starting to say like, yeah, I understand. I understand. But what about this? Instead of being like, bro, you bugging. If it was me or you, he'd say, hell no, that ain't, what are you talking about? You know?
What about this? What about that? Well, what's your this? I was waiting for academics to say, okay, do you idolize Hitler?
Right.
I was waiting for him to ask him.
Or you got to admit, it's kind of fucked up to say that about Jay-Z's kids.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like bare minimum
and
shit.
And Ye wouldn't have cared if he asked him that, because he going, that's one thing about it.
Yeah. What I said, he did basically say that. And Kanye said, I am evil. Which I'm still kind of getting over him just incorporating that into his conversation. I wish that the camera was better quality, because I heard some people say that you could see that Kanye was sweating under that leather hood. Which makes sense.
Oh, it was leather hood. I mean,
looks like it's a leather hood. Of course, you're going to be sweating in there.
It's crazy.
It's covering up your whole head. Think about how all that heat is just being stored inside. I'm pretty sure the Klan robes were like made of like a relatively light fabric that would breathe a bit, the opposite of leather.
You should call our guy.
Which guy?
What's the homie? The ex skinhead dude.
Garrett.
I want to know how they feel, or how, not necessarily him, but how those people, those hardcore people feel about seeing Ye wear that.
That is a great idea, honestly. Garrett doesn't seem like he has any closeness to the Nazi movement, but like he could probably put us in touch with some good old Pecker Woods.
No, he would know, like, they're going to take that some kind of way.
Yeah, you got to wonder if they feel like they're having their movement co-opted, or if they just feel like, hell yeah, he might be black, but he's banging our symbol, so
that's
fuck
no
it.
Different than dude that y'all had up here. The gay Hoover, the gay dude.
Right.
I'm not even going to say him Hoover. Groove card.
Texas.
Forgive me for that.
Hoover, different stuff.
Yeah. Who was insinuating that's where he was from. Seeing that. That's like, that's like on some real shit.
Yeah, it's like, do you think the Hoovers were kind of stoked? Like, hell yeah, is like, he's repping for us. No.
This is like us looking up, and half of LA County's police force are wearing khakis, red and blue Chuck Taylors with blue and red bandanas, and pulling us over with their utility belts on as gang members with their hats to the back, like they Crips and Bloods, and like really like, yeah, this what we represent. We the LAPD.
But you know,
the LAPD, this what we represent. It'll be like, yo, my nigga, it's like, do people change up what we do? Because it's like, Ye's taking it and he's claiming and owning and probably the biggest entertainer ever to openly represent that uniform.
And now he has an album cover with a black man and a white woman both wearing Klan hoods, embracing in the picture.
Yeah,
I can't tell who the woman was. I don't know if it's Bianca. He said in a song that she dipped out, that she's gone. She's not with him anymore. I don't know if that's permanent. I don't know if that's her in the photo. She does kind of seem like she might have had enough going on upstairs to not want to be in a photo wearing a Klan hood. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie, that picture's pretty iconic. Like, the picture with the two. Have you seen it? Yeah, Game posted it. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about Game posting that? You think he's going to get much blowback from that?
I mean, it's his album cover. Everybody's going to post it.
Yeah, but I mean posting it kind of seems like you're endorsing it. I don't mean to say that
Well, he's promoting it. I mean, shit, he's promoting Ye's album cover.
I as much as I am anti Ku Klux Klan, I'm not gonna lie, this is a very powerful image. Like, there's just something about this. I just keep looking at it, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of
them some big bales of hay.
But okay, this is the other thing, is that these are actual Klan outfits. You see that like cross thing on it and all this like When I was looking at them on Google, like they have like a lot of insignia all over them usually. Kanye's was like the Yeezy version of a Klan outfit because it was all black, super simple, streamlined.
It was black. He did it better.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely made the more fashion-forward version of it. Yeah,
I don't think theirs was leather.
That doesn't look like leather. That looks like more of the real Klan hoods, I would assume.
You do know, I believe, maybe you went across references. It was a black woman awarded the Klan's headquarters in the South.
So what, she like sued them? And that's all they had left to give, so she ended up getting
They awarded her their whole headquarters.
Wow, that's interesting.
And I believe they went up and relocated to Idaho, Boise area.
I asked ChatGPT, why has the Klan never been federally indicted? And it basically said they're not a top-down organization. So it's like, it's almost the same as like the Crips, you know? What Big U does, whatever the Rolling 60s do, doesn't even really have anything to do with most of the other Rolling 60s, never mind the Insanes or the 8 Trays or all these other different Crips. So it's like you couldn't really indict the Klan. It's not one organization. It's like a bunch of little fucking clubhouses all over the country.
Yeah.
But they have been sued and prosecuted for a variety of things, and like it's actually kind of left like them bankrupt from what I was reading.
Yeah, I remember reading a story like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
it was a black lady that sued them, and they awarded her their whatever it is they headquarters. Someone might have been Mississippi somewhere.
So if you went to meet up with Kanye, and he said, "Hey, we can film an episode right now, but Wack, I'm gonna need you to wear a Klan hood." Adam, you can dress normal. You're a white guy. I can't tell you what to do. But Wack, you need to wear the Klan hood for us to do this episode.
You know what? I'm glad you asked me that, because this going to tell me if you really know me. You answer that for me. What do you think I'm going to tell you?
Nah, you're too much of your own person.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't think so. There wouldn't be even a little bit of you that would be tempted? No. Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
It's not really your thing. I could see that, you know.
Yeah, my dude, whatever his movement is his movement. Understanding, and that's his movement.
Do you think that academics should go to Japan to do more content with him?
Act should have went that day. I told him that's where he messed up at. I know, if he'd have went that day, he'd have had a movie.
I'm not gonna lie though, going to Asia for your first time on like 15 minutes notice.
You don't need nothing.
That's a lot.
All he needed to tell his girl, go to the hotel
room.
Get
the hell out. Go sit
pack
in the hotel,
our shit up, fly back to Jersey. When you get to Jersey, get the dogs and shit settled, I'm going to send you a ticket to come to Japan. Him and his film crew, 2-3 dudes, Ye would have kicked people off the jet if he needed to, put them on there and roll.
But to me, it didn't sound like Ak was going to have a space on the jet. It sounded more like Kanye was saying,
no,
find your way to Japan and we can link.
No, let me tell you something.
No?
We was in Minnesota.
Okay.
We was out there supporting his basketball team. This is real talk. Ye wanted some sushi. We leave the game. We go to the sushi bar.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes coming over there. Some white dudes want to talk some business. Boom, boom, boom. He said, hey, man, Wack, what time we leave? I said, we got an hour for the jet leave. We got to get up out of here. We got to stuck spending the night. We're going to be stuck spending the night. He said, listen, man, you want to talk business with me? That's serious? Y'all can come get on the jet.
Random dudes.
Random dudes.
Wow.
They got on the jet.
Yeah.
Baby Cuban was there. They got on the jet.
Here's my problem. If I show up to Japan with no clothes, from experience, there's almost no clothes in Japan that'll fit me.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God, you go into the clothing stores there, because I had the experience multiple times where I'd see a cool t-shirt, I'd go and look at all the sizes. Oh, this is a double XL. I hold it up. It looks like a medium. I'm like, I can't wear this shit.
Well, Ak would have just been looking like one of the Fat Albert characters over there, bro. But it's cool. He just still got the content.
Ak in the middle of Shibuya wearing like really poorly
with the t-shirt
fitting.
Stop right here. Nah, but you with Ye, bro. They'd make it happen.
You're right.
They'd have made it happen.
If anyone knows where to get some clothes, Kanye.
Not only that,
yeah.
Worst case, you send your girl home, she could have shipped you something or brought you something. But at the end of the day, no, he'd have let him on the jet. Like that's how he moved.
But that didn't seem like that's what he was saying when
he'd
they were splitting
said, "Come
up.
He'd have been like, "I'm on the jet with you." Yeah, you listen. He's always at like a third capacity anyway. It was 15 seats on the jet. It's probably like 5 to 6 people with him.
Yeah.
Right. All he would have did, even if it was at capacity, he'd have booked them other dudes' flights or the dead weight. He'd have told them, cut them on another flight, but he'd have let Act get on that jet.
I mean, imagine if Act had 8 hours of footage of hanging out. Imagine what that would be like.
3
days. Oh, my God. Yeah, that would be
a week.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye seems like he's really found somebody that he's super comfortable confiding in. Because Act's getting so much with Act, because he's getting so much. Even the text messages, he's just spilling his guts, telling Act all kinds of shit.
To 89 days with him. Then it's over with.
Why do you say that? Why is 90 the measure?
Everybody that knows Jay, that's how he moved. Me personally, I do a 45, 50 dayer, and then I remove myself. So I'm never caught up in the 90s. But
you're not with him for 45, 50 days.
No, I'm in and out. Maybe like 12 days. I'll be gone a couple. I'll catch back with him another 5, 6, 8, gone. But at about 50 days, I kill it and let bro go through what he gonna go through, whatever he does, because at that point, I'm never caught up in that thought that he got rid of me. I'm just one of his partners.
Because it does seem like at some point he gets sick of almost everybody.
He will fire the whole, you will wake up on the 89th day, everybody's been around, terminated. Reset.
But I was thinking that Act at some point would just be sick of dealing with like the disrespect and the bullshit that you probably have to deal with being around Kanye. But I guess you have a point too.
Hold on,
it could go the other way. It could be that Kanye at some point gets annoyed by him.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
What?
There's no disrespect going on like that.
You're saying that he just randomly fires all his employees. That's pretty disrespectful. Most people don't do that.
I mean, call it what you want, but he don't be, listen, his talking to you crazy is like this. Hey, I need 3 black cars. 7 o'clock, right? Maybe a great idea to have them here 6:45. Understand? Understand, cool. He goes back to what he's doing, right? We walk out. It's 2 black SUVs and a white. Now it's a problem. Because his creative side of him is seeing it, right? He's seeing what he's doing, what he's going to do, how it has to be. Now, the thing ain't really the white car. The problem is you let him walk out to it. He would much rather you let him walk out to 2 black cars than 2 black and 1 white. Don't let him see the white. Hey, yay, we can only find 2 black. Any other options? Is there a black vehicle? What do you mean? No black SUV? 2 black SUVs. Do they have a black car? Yeah, okay, then have that there. But don't let him walk out to the white.
Sounds like my kid.
No, that's just him.
That's like my kid, though. She like gets like an expectation into her head. If we tell her we're getting ice cream tonight and then we don't get ice cream, she's crying. She's freaking out. Whereas every other day out of the week,
but see,
we don't get ice cream.
You're doing it again.
Comparing him to a little kid.
Yeah, he's not crying and he ain't. Listen, bro, it's his shit. Respectfully. When you go to certain places, you go to a mosque, it's a certain way. You go to certain things, certain locations, it's a certain way. And if you don't like that, you can't blame him for wanting things the way he wants them, bro.
Of course you can. If it was me, if it was a rational person, if I said, hey, we need 3 SUVs to take us, we need 3 black SUVs to take us to the airport, and one of them was white, and I threw a tantrum and said, no, it's white, we can't get into that, we're not going to look cool driving down the highway, everybody's going to laugh at me. My wife's going to tell me to shut the fuck up, you're crazy.
You know what you're missing?
Genius, I guess.
You're
Classic
not gay.
Albums. I'm not gay?
You're not gay.
Okay, all right.
You're saying if it was you. Yeah, that's you.
Right.
He's yay.
But what is it about him being such a celebrity that you just have to accept all of this insane bullshit?
I'm going to tell you one thing.
I don't think I got it
Let me tell you one thing me and Ye had. This is a true story, right?
Okay.
Ye ran out of gas on the 405 freeway off ramp.
Out of gas.
Ran out of gas.
Remember when Crip Mag used to call you that?
He calls me. Wack, where you at? I happen to be like, I'm like 3 minutes from him on Roscoe. I'll pull up. When I pulled up, I took a picture of them out of gas on the off-ramp. I'm clowning, right? I pack everybody in my Rolls Royce, go to the gas station, get a thing, put the gas in the car. He like, Wack, you might as well come with me. I need to talk to you anyway. He did me like that. We go to Van Nuys Airport. I jump on the jet. I forgot where the hell we went, right? But I posted the picture, right? Ye pulled me to the side. He said, look, Wack, I never had this conversation with you, but I'm going to have it with you now. So what's up? I don't like pictures being posted of me unless I know about it. I said, okay. He said, any picture that's being posted of me, just tell me you're going to post it, and it's cool. Some people might have said he was being an asshole.
No, that's
but he
normal.
wasn't. He was just, and it really wasn't him. It was all the fellas out there on the side of his Maybach little truck.
If you're a mega celebrity, that's a fair ask.
Right. But he's stern with what he's saying, and I think people call him an asshole because he's addressing what he wants. Right? You ask women that have been with 3 different dudes. Every guy's different with what they want. True. They'll tell you this dude more easygoing. This dude's more demanding. This dude is an airhead with it, right? Everybody's different. I think when it comes to Ye, it's about what he's wanting. You can't knock it because his way has got him to where he's at. So how do you knock it?
But if you look at his life over the past couple of years, it would seem that his way has really destroyed all of the goodwill and all of the great things that he accomplished in the previous part of his life.
Are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah, he still has money.
No, fuck the money. Listen, let's just be real. Ye, when he did the last situation, right? What happened? Adidas said, we're pulling back. This company said, we're pulling back.
He got dumped by literally every brand that he was previously working with. Probably
everybody said it's over with, right?
Right.
I told everybody it ain't over with. Now he comes back even more wealthier, more stronger. You know why?
Why do you think he's more wealthy now?
You know why?
Why?
Because now there's nobody attached to him that can publicly say, we're pulling back to belittle and make the people think he's falling. His catalog, 100% owned by him. Every time he does something that we see to be crazy.
He was just saying Jay-Z owns his catalog.
His catalog, he owns the previous, right? But the catalog he owns is him. The label ain't there no more, right? Every time he does something crazy, his fans react in a good way. Yeezy is all the way him now, right? Mm-hmm. And now he's 2.7 billion up, right, on what he's worth, right? Guess what? Who can go out publicly and say, we're pulling back from Ye and he's going to lose $500 million? Who can do that now? Nobody. So, in essence, he's stronger today than he was back then. The only thing he lacks that I know means the world to him is he's just not in the immediate home with his family, with his children, right? But other than that, and that probably was going to come anyway.
He's been ostracized by essentially everybody that he used to have a relationship with. He did all this music with Travis Scott for Travis Scott's album, one of the biggest albums of the year. It all gets removed. Almost every artist is terrified of the idea of working with him.
But yet,
that's tough when you're somebody who really relies on collaboration for most of his previous work.
Who?
Kanye.
Hey, bro, let me explain something.
I'm not denying he's a musical genius, but when 99% of the musical world of the A-listers won't work with you, that's crippling.
Let's say that right. When 99% of the A-listers that you made an A-lister,
some truth to that.
Let's keep it real. That you made an A-lister, won't work with you. He not tripping. He'll just go make some more. And I don't even think music is his thing.
All right, this is my question. When I think about who I am as a person, and I can acknowledge that I have an asshole streak, that I have a tendency sometimes to sort of believe my own ego and to just kind of be a dick and just not really be nice to people. But on top of that, I have a lot of incentives in my life to be a nicer person. I want to build good relationships with people. I want my wife to be happy. I want my kid to be happy, etc. So I'm kind of like usually trying to err in the direction of being a kinder, nicer person.
Yep, it's going to happen.
Kanye seems like he takes all of that noise in his brain and at a certain point realized, fuck that. I'm going to be exactly what my most basic primal instincts tell me to be.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, like
it's happening
I'm not
to
mad
you, bro.
at it. What?
It's happening to you.
That I'm being.
No, you're about to be part of the community.
I took the blue pill.
You're gonna be part of the community.
Which community?
Your description of Ye, right? Your initial description of who you were, how you're asshole to these people, but then this, right? That's called being a man.
It's called being yourself, I guess.
Yeah, right. So now you're
part
saying,
of being a man is trying to be a better man.
You're gonna bend to a point you're gonna break.
I'm saying I've been bending my whole life, trying to fit in and try to be nicer to people.
Mountain. You want to relocate to Brokeback Mountain instead of being down here.
How did this just become a gay thing?
Because what you're saying is you're going to reform to what they want you to be instead of being the person that got you to where you at today.
Well, I think you do want to reform a little bit when your base material that you're working with is kind of being a dick. And I feel like you are probably cut from a similar cloth.
Brother.
When you go into a business meeting and you get a little irritated by the way somebody's talking to you, you don't just immediately stand up and start screaming at them. You're tactful. You're artful. You're going to, do what you can to try to finesse the situation to get what you want out of the situation.
I've been in meetings, and that's one of my business partners.
I'm sure you've turned up on various executives. You
understand what I'm saying?
Sure. I believe
I will ask you at that table with some very serious, prominent people, who the f*** you think you talking to?
Yeah.
He has looked at me and done this.
Wait, who's he? No offense. But.
That's my guy, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
He's from Bahrain.
Bahrain?
Yes.
Wow.
He works at the embassy. He's the liaison for the royal family over there.
I had an ex-girlfriend.
Now, see,
and she told
that's
me,
my friend.
She told me her mom died in Bahrain, and
I
kind of think she made it up.
Well, I don't know. I've been in Bahrain like once or twice, but he handles like all the incredible diaper stuff over there.
Okay.
We also have Brave Energy Drink. AFL is coming back. American Football League.
That's just done.
No, it's coming back.
Nah.
Motherfucker, we got the contracts.
We got the contract.
Brave Energy Drink is the formal energy drink, the face of AFL.
That's a cool name because being brave is very good. Nobody wants to be
Brave
a monster.
Water is also there.
Oh, Rainwater.
Brave Water.
Rainwater.
Brave Water.
Let's do a collab.
Cool.
Rainwater.
Yeah, I do like
Everybody wants to drink out of a puddle.
That might be some Native American shit, though. Right?
Rainwater energy. Let's just steal his name.
Amongst all kind of other things, but that's my partner in everything that I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so
good.
You got to remember, bro, it's a reason why when these people be like, yo, why they don't this, why they don't know nobody shut him down. My partners are my friends.
Okay.
I don't give a what you go tell him. He ain't hearing nothing you talking about because he's gonna tell you Wack did that. He probably did.
If you showed up for a business meeting and he was dressed like a Ku Klux Klan member, would you just be like, whatever, it's cool?
He know I wouldn't do it.
Well, he's not from here, so he probably doesn't have the same expectations that we have.
He knows what the hell's going on.
I mean, he probably knows, but he's probably not invested emotionally the way we are.
He knows that there's no way I would ever do such a thing.
To be fair, I don't know if I've ever seen a Klansman with your shape.
What you mean?
Like a bowling ball style Klansman?
What you mean?
You look like a polywhirl.
I don't know what that is.
Let me look at it for
I'm going to tell you what I do look like, though. I beat your motherfucking ass. For sure. I bet you I look like that. No,
this show the screen?
Hell
This is your body type.
Nah, hell no. Hell no. And I'm slimming out, boy. Come June, I'm going to be right.
Hey, we in competition then.
June, I'm going to be right.
Hey, I'm down 10 in the last month.
Come June, I'm going to be right.
I'm coming in hot. I'm going to look so good, you going to want to touch.
You real weird, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, man. Last week, Faux Crips was gone. Faux Extra re-added to the crew.
Yeah, we knew he was coming back.
We worried about Blueface. We got to get Blueface out. We got Break Baby out. We got Crip Mac out. And then order will be restored. Once we have our 4 top Crips, then we'll be happy again.
Well, first of all, you said who? First of all, listen.
Blueface, Break Baby, Crip Mac.
Oh, yeah.
4 Extras
Crip
free.
Mac getting short, though.
Getting short?
Yeah, he's getting close to coming on.
Maybe 6 months, 8 months, something like that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man.
He better keep the fro when he gets out.
I don't know, man.
You got to do at least one podcast with the fro.
Hey, you know what? Do them people still want to do the business, the car dealerships? Yeah, okay. I think I called you a couple months back, told you about that. We could talk about it today. He's tied into all kind of shit. I realized when you got friends in the right places, you start to understand really how the world works. You get what I'm saying? And you'll look at one person and the very strong people are like octopus. They're like octopuses because they do 8, 10 different things.
Okay.
So, they can bring you this, they can bring you that. I didn't know shit about foreign business, right?
Okay.
Well, when they called me to take the call, I don't have a problem taking the call because he's on the call. You know what I'm saying? So, and then through that conversation, I'll record it. Then I'll go back and study it, and I'll educate myself. But to have somebody that's willing to teach you and stand in the pain for you like that's what it is. A lot of people that come from where I come from, it stops on the smartest dude on the block. And even the smartest dude on the block don't understand those type of negotiations and those type of politics. And, when you're dealing with the Saudis and people from Dubai and people from India and all these different places and what needs to happen and understanding it, that's really what I've been doing. Like the last 3 months, been a crash course and understanding it.
Learning is good. That was one thing that I saw in the text with Kanye to Ack, where he basically because Ack told him that his sources or whatever tell him that that Jay-Z doesn't actually own his old catalog. And Kanye is basically like, I don't understand music ownership or publishing, which I'll be real, that's like a subject that I've always kind of struggled with. That it's not second nature to me. I feel like it's very like kind of hard for a lot of people to wrap their head around. But it was weird to see someone as successful as Kanye just admitting that he doesn't really get it either.
Understand publishing or your music stuff, and you're a prominent person, and you're looking for legal that don't care about the powers that be. Look up Sing and Sing in Beverly Hills, California. Simran Sing and Sing. Tap into them, tell them Wack 100 sent you, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to understand it real fast because they're going to go get it. See, that's people's problem. When you go to dealing with people higher-ups, all the prominent attorneys, they're in their back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
So they're still working for them, right? Everybody that's part of my team are wolves. They defy everything. He's a wolf.
Well,
he defies everything.
When I did my Atlantic deal back in the day, I had a music lawyer. Guess who gave me the music lawyer?
Who?
Atlantic.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
In retrospect, it's like he didn't seem like he was really going all out to try to get me as much money as possible.
Yeah, bad move.
Which makes sense because obviously
they're trying to pull me back in the music a little bit. I got an R&B artist out there that me and my close friend Pete Farmer, Jadon. He's been on Lion King, Voice of Lion King. He's been in a couple movies. Jaydon. Name is Jadon. He's up on the Gamma right now. Larry Jackson.
Okay.
And L.A. Reid.
Larry Jackson, man. I watched a bunch of interviews with him. He's fantastic.
Who, Larry?
Oh yeah, he's so smart.
So much. We got the content right.
What? He's snitching.
No. Shout out Larry. Shout out Larry Jackson, man.
Yo, did you see the cartoon of you with the fucking Captain America or whatever?
No, I didn't see. I don't see half this stuff, man.
Oh man, I don't have my phone, but it's so funny. It's just like you saying, like, your boy Buddy is a Hydra informant. We got the paperwork.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Oh,
I didn't know what the hell I was looking at.
We gotta put it on the screen for everybody to see, bro. That I don't even get the joke at all because I haven't seen those movies, but just like. The fact that somebody sat there and drew this, or maybe it's AI, I don't know, but like the fact that they made that image of you is like the funniest shit ever. And the fact that it's clearly based on a drawing of you at this table, I was really honored by that. Hilarious. Okay, I think we do what we have to do here. I compared you to a Polywhirl. We discussed a lot of good topics. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who watched this.
No.
What?
Yellow Beezy Day.
What about that? How you feeling about that?
Okay, we got to make a correction.
Sorry.
Everybody's saying the shooter is the one doing the telling.
Okay.
I heard the shooter on the interview today said, listen, this is all I'm going to say. I ain't the one going back and forth to the county jail. I've accepted my fate. So I don't know his name, the light-skinned dude, they got to get off his program with that. He said, I'm not the one going back and forth to the county jail. Y'all need to pay attention to the one going back and forth to the county jail. And I think he's maybe referring to the ex-girlfriend, the chick that Mo3 was over there. Her ex-boyfriend was somehow wrapped up in that. He said, I'm not the one going back to the county jail. I've accepted my fate, the actual shooter. So y'all might need to get off of that and look into this other dude. I don't know the dude, but I'm listening to him talk, and he says, I'm not going back and forth to court. I ain't said nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not super tapped in on the Yellow Beezy thing, although it is honest. I've been around him a bunch of times, interviewed him at least, I think 2 times. Good guy. Always handled himself very well on camera. To realize that he's getting wrapped up in this is pretty wild, because he would never say a word about the Mo3 shit. He just wouldn't talk about it on camera.
I see this.
Can we show the camera? Show this? Yeah, this is what we were referring to a few minutes ago. Because that is just exactly what you look like talking to somebody on the phone.
Now listen. I want to ask you for real. I want to see how your mind's working.
He's a Hydra informant.
What do you see when you see this, though?
A drawing of you and Captain America on a podcast.
A drawing of who?
You and Captain America.
Talking about what?
How his boy Bucky is I guess that's what happens in the movie, I'm assuming.
No, what I'm saying is the fact that they're taking Wack 100 as a character and tying him to Captain America, which is a very huge individual when it comes to that world, and crossing it and mimicking a paperwork phrase. Hey, bro, that's a movement. You can say it. Yeah. You can. Hey, listen, I am not mad about that. Adam, this real shit.
It's real shit.
We talking Wack 100, who's talking paperwork on Clubhouse, creates this whole exposure thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to my team, Ghost, Prince, and Lavish, right, in 600, right? Loose Cannon as well. He was there with us. And now it's turned into they're creating a comic book style picture of me having a conversation with Captain America about having some paperwork on some things that has something to do with his world.
You are one of the most iconic exposers of our generation.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. You gotta give it up to.
But I will tell you guys now, you're on borrowed time.
We got the work.
My team has been on me, telling me I got a checklist of things I have to cut out, can't do, they won't let me do because of big business going on.
So if you want to really sell a lot of diapers, you can't spend all your time trying to expose the next local gang member.
It has nothing to do with me selling diapers
on someone 10 years ago.
Because the contracts I have guaranteed contracts. They kind of position me to where I don't really have to sell anything. I have a lot of guaranteed contracts, but they require me to learn and understand the business that I'm entering. And to do that, bro, it's like I'm back in school again. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, we're used to banks financing us, right? I'm not used to having to understand a mine financing. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to learn how that works. You know what I mean? How does that translate? How does that work? With him, it's like, what is it, 8 different countries? No, 9 now, because you brought Morocco, right? So, and I gotta, they don't play with me. They'll call me and ask me and drill me, and I gotta know these things. So it's like, R&B, she creates the little cards and questions I think they want to ask me. She drills me, and I gotta know them. Like, it's a whole nother side of me that the people that watch me on this don't know.
Full-time businessman.
That's a fact.
I respect it. Me, I'm going to stay in the streets, but I like that for you.
Yeah, you take your ass to that hood there, they're going to find you on the back street.
That's
a fact. You okay? Go on over there if you want to.
I'm going to be on the island, but...
Where you going?
Turks.
Oh, okay.
Turkish.
So you going with a male or female?
I'm going with my wife.
Okay, female.
And my child.
Great choice.
And her assistant also.
Bro, do you take any of her little cousins or friends to play with? Your daughter?
We've done family vacations with like, you know, her sister and whatnot.
How old is she now?
4.
You might be time to have another one, bro.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, you need to. That's about the time.
Yeah, I came in a cup on Saturday morning. It was a weird feeling. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to go jerk off in a cup.
What she should there?
Well, she got her eggs taken out, and I came in a cup at the same time.
Okay, so they gonna do that. Okay, gotcha. So you gonna have somebody else carry the child?
Yeah.
Gotcha. What they charge you? 50, 75?
I'm not really in that conversation, but hopefully, you got a plug?
Nah, that's the range. I mean, I wouldn't let nobody that's charging 25,000 carry the child.
What about?
I mean, they're gonna be smoking, tooting, popping pills, drinking lean.
But you, yeah, that sounds kind of
you
cool.
get what you pay for, bro.
but you have you thought about this? We won't have to pay the agency. We have R&B do it.
R&B.
Actually, I'm just kidding. I don't want.
I wouldn't allow my woman. You see the body on that woman?
Imagine my child being traumatized from you just beating the shit out of the bitch.
That pregnant coochie is the best in the world. Is Lena gonna let you hit the chick? Is that gonna be part of the contract?
I haven't discussed it, but for sure, I expect to be able to. Yes.
Yeah, that should be part of the contract.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah, that should be part of the contract.
That's gonna help her build familiarity and closeness.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah,
part of the contract.
Yeah, I like that.
Get those nipples right.
We got the paperwork. All right. Shout out to everybody.
Yo, send me that, bro. Hey, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm gonna have that done on my walls.
It's so good. That makes me want like a lot more of those. Like, I want more of that. I want to see you inserted into more comic book universes.
But do it with the big guys.
Yeah. I just want to know if a guy sat there and drew that and took like 45 minutes to draw that.
Somebody did it.
Or did they tell the AI, hey, I want like a comic book style illustration of Wack 100 sitting at a table with Captain America. Here's a picture of him. You can base it on this. Because I feel like the AI could probably handle that.
AI could do anything and everything.
Yeah. All right. Shout out Wack. Everybody, smack a like. Appreciate everybody watching this.
Subscribe. Whoop. We out.
We'll be back. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bow.